You keep doing this while I'm filming. Why? Okay. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube. Today's video is going to be different than the usual. It's not going to be a recipe. Today I'm actually going to talk about my journey to being plant-based slash vegan slash pescatarian slash vegetarian. I've been through it all. Today's actually my 3-year anniversary since I stopped eating meat, and that's why I decided, you know what, I'm gonna film this video because why not? I feel very proud of myself. I feel very accomplished. Although it was pretty easy for me, not gonna lie, it wasn't much of a struggle for me to cut out meat, but regardless, I still feel very proud of myself. So anyways, let's get into it. So disclaimer before we get into this video is really just about my opinions and my experiences. I'm not backing up anything with science in this video or anything like that. However, I will leave a few videos for you in the description box below that I've watched recently that give you some scientific background to some of the things that I will mention. And also I will be linking documentaries for you to watch. These are the documentaries that I've watched and they've kind of like educated me about this whole thing. So I stopped eating meat back in 2017. Prior to that, I was actually really getting into the whole health and fitness scene. So I remember I used to count my macros, I used to weigh my food all the time. I wish I would say that I was doing that healthily. I was basically starving myself. I was eating 1,200 calories a day. In my dorm, I was working on my dissertation and I was so bored and I decided I'm gonna watch What the Health. Shocking. I hate that What the Health is actually the reason I went into all of this. It's honestly so cliche, I hate it. Nothing in that documentary really convinced me or affected me in any way, but what got to me is this one doctor or researcher or whatever was like, you do not need to be eating animal muscle tissue for your protein. And that just disgusted me. Oh god, sorry about that. So that really disgusted me, just the fact that he said muscle tissue. It reminded me of, you know, back in when we were younger and like science books and stuff, the pictures, what do you call them in English? The drawn out pictures of muscles. So all I could see in that moment was just like human muscles. Then I just started thinking and I was like, oh my god, that's literally what I'm eating. I'm eating muscles. And that was it. That just did it for me. And ever since, I have not had meat. So that's when and why I stopped eating meat. I wish it was a bit more, I don't know, like more substantial of a reason, but it's not. It's just that I got disgusted. After I got disgusted, I decided I want to go full vegan because why not, you know? And I was digging and digging more and I was getting disgusted by like the dairy industry, and I saw some footage that I wish I hadn't. I was reading about how they have to rape the cows to make dairy, and that just all messed up with my head, right? So I just decided I'm not gonna have any more dairy or eggs or anything. I really shocked my body. I didn't know how to cook vegetables apart from like boiling and roasting them, so I didn't know how to eat vegan. So all I did was order food from restaurants, and so it was all these like whole food salads and bowls, and it was just a bit too much for my poor little digestive system. So the first phase was actually really rough, and then after that I think I stayed vegan for solid vegan for a month, but then after that I started cheating. So my weakness really, oh my god, let go. So my weakness is seafood, or was. By that time I was full vegan, and then I would have sushi for once a week. Sometimes I would have something that's like cooked in cream. So I was vegan most of the time, but then I was vegetarian or pescatarian when I cheat. I don't know if I mentioned I was in the UK, but anyways, I was in the UK, and then I moved back here to Saudi Arabia. By then my mom has become vegan, which has been the best thing in life because now everything she cooks is vegan, so there's always food for me. Anyways, so I came back here and that's when everything started spiraling. I didn't have time to cook. I went back and forth with being vegan. So sometimes I was vegan and then I went to pescatarian and then I went for vegetarian, and very hard to keep up with me. All my friends hated that about me, so when they'd invite me over, they'd be like, what are you today? And I'm like, today I'm vegan, I'm sorry. So before quarantine, my diet was just crap. I never ate at home. At work I would order delivery. At home I would order delivery. I will always go see my friends or something and then come home and then eat late. Quarantine started and I was like, this is the time I get it together. So I just fully started cooking for myself. And if I cook for myself, it's always going to be vegan, or at least vegetarian. That's a lie. I did make shrimps one day. That was about it. Anyway, what was I saying? So I quarantined. I started just eating a lot of vegetables and a lot of plant-based stuff, and I just got into cooking. I don't know why I ever stopped cooking. I think it was just because in my head I made it seem like it's all gonna take so much time, while I know that when I cook I just do like quick meals. So now I would say since April, because April was the last time I had fish, I've been 95% vegan and 5% vegetarian, which is something I'm very proud of. Also, I have dark chocolate every day, so I'm pretty sure that's not vegan. So maybe I'm 80% vegan, 20% vegetarian. Anyways, so that's been my journey. So that's why I decided to just say that I am plant-based, because I've googled it and it says that plant-based means that you aim to have the majority of your food be from plants. Then it doesn't mean that you would not have dairy or meat or fish or whatever. It just means that they're not the core of your meals and you have them rarely. The ultimate goal is to be fully vegan, but I'm making so much progress and I don't want to force myself into it. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. So now I'm gonna get into the effects that I've experienced in my body after I've gone vegan slash plant-based slash vegetarian slash pescatarian. Back in 2017, before I cut out meat, I was experiencing a lot of things that were concerning to me. One of the things was that I had really horrible memory. I do not remember anything for the life of me. So there was this one time where I bought jeans online, and then the next day my friend was like, hey, you want to go shopping? And I'm like, yeah, I need to buy jeans. And I literally went to the store and I couldn't find my size, and I got pissed off that they don't have my size, and I was like, whatever, I'll go home and I'll order it. But then I forgot to order it when I got home, and then a few days later I get an email like, oh, your shipment's on the way. And that was the only time I remembered that, oh, I did buy jeans. Adding to the bad memory, I had major brain fog. After I cut out meat, that instantly went away. Instantly, I did not have brain fog anymore, and my memory got better. However, I do notice that my memory gets worse when I eat seafood. So when I go through phases where I'm just eating seafood, especially when I'm on vacation, my memory gets worse. I don't know if this is really what's happening, if it's because of the mercury in the fish or whatever. I don't know, but that's what I notice in my body, which pushes me to not eat seafood. So I'm cool with believing that that's what's happening. I've heard other people say that as well, but I'm not sure. Anyways, other than that, I have ADHD, and whenever I'm fully plant-based vegan, whatever, like I am these days, well, I'm not fully these days, I really do notice that I can focus better. I just became extra sensitive to noticing these things. I became so much more aware. Moving on from the mind, the body, weight loss. Everybody cares about weight loss. So I did lose weight in the beginning, but then I started fluctuating, because once you really understand veganism and you know how to cook it, and then you start finding the alternative, you can fall in the trap of just eating junk vegan. Everything's there, you know, you go to the supermarkets and you can get like the chicken nuggets, the ice cream, the burgers, all of that is there, but vegan. So, but generally you do lose weight. Also because it limits you. And living here in Saudi Arabia, I do not have as much options as I did in the UK. So I can't find all that vegan junk in the supermarket. And sometimes if I do, it's just mad expensive. So I'm like, I'm not gonna buy that for like 100, whatever. So yeah, so being vegan definitely limits you. So you're not gonna be eating all that cake and all that dessert and all the donuts. Like, you'll lose weight if you go vegan, but then you can easily, once you get used to it, you can gain that weight again. So you gotta just be careful and just try to be not just vegan, but just be vegan and healthy, or I mean plant-based and healthy. I keep referring to being vegan, although I'm not vegan, but you get the gist. I'm saying on and off veganism. I think veganism is the best thing in the world. So that's it for the mind, weight loss, skin. I noticed this during quarantine mainly because before that I was just eating whatever, and after I started quarantine and I went fully plant-based, skin just got so much better. I barely have any breakouts. It's just healthier overall. It doesn't get irritated as much. However, I have seen and heard from a lot of people that once they try going vegan or plant-based, their skin breaks out, but after a while it goes away, and it's kind of like a way where your body is getting rid of all the toxins inside of it. Now the hair. Back in 2017, the most upsetting thing and the thing that I was most self-conscious about is that I was losing my hair. I was so self-conscious about like this spot here in the back of my head that was basically turning into a bald spot. So I went to doctors for this. I think I went to 2 doctors, one in the UK and one here, and they both told me that I have female pattern baldness. And then after I stopped eating meat, my hair was growing so much faster. Remember, my hair just continuously got better and better and better, and the bald spot just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. The bald spot is basically gone now. My hair just grows faster, and yeah, so that was a benefit. So another benefit that I've noticed recently, which I started eating plant-based, is that my nails just fully transformed. I used to go and get acrylics this length, and now look at them. This has been the highlight. Another benefit is the health of the digestive system. This might be one of the best things about it, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. When you're plant-based / vegan and you're eating a lot of fiber, your digestive system is gonna know what it's gotta do and when it's gotta do it, and it's just gonna get it done. Like, that's the best way I could put it. So definitely that's a big pro for me. So now the negatives of being plant-based / vegan. Honestly, once I experienced it and I knew how good my body feels when I'm fully vegan and plant-based, it was just so hard to find the negatives, you know? I know some people end up feeling weak. Like, you can be vegan and be extremely unhealthy because you're just eating all the junk. So you just have to put in the thought and the effort. A lot of people say that one of the negatives is that you're limited in social gatherings and what you can eat and what not, and like going to restaurants. But honestly, I don't see this as much of a problem now. I mean, majority of places cater for vegans, and you can just find options. And if you can't find options, you can just ask people to go places with options. And I don't know, it's just, I don't think that's a big deal. I don't think this is like something that you should necessarily care about. At the end of the day, it's your health, you know what I mean? So anywhere you go, you'll find something that's veggie. Always just go and have a salad if you're starving, and then just have a proper dinner at home after. So I really haven't had any negatives, but I would say one of the most annoying things is having to listen to people's opinions. I'm not the preachy kind. I do not sit with people and tell them, why are you eating meat, or why are you eating fish, or this is not good for you, or whatever. I don't know, I'm not that invested in, I was gonna say I'm not that invested in like telling people what to eat, but here I am on YouTube. But anyways, I never say anything. I let people be. You want to eat that steak, eat it. You know, like, that's not my place right now. It's not my job. You're not asking. If you ask me, I'll tell you my opinion, but who am I to judge you? I found that majority of people are just so judgy about this, especially men. It's really just people shoving their opinions on the way you eat, like, down your throat. Honestly, that's the worst thing that I've had to deal with. And then I've had so many people tell me so many stupid things. I remember someone said to me, it's an honor that the cow died for. And I'm like, it didn't self-sacrifice itself. It got murdered. I'm getting really worked up. And then I've had others that just like look at my plate and just go like, that's what you're gonna eat? Like, really? Like, are you happy with that? Like, bro, you've got a corpse on your plate and I'm not saying anything. But there you are, upset about my vegetables. But anyways, I think this is it for today. I will have suggestions to documentaries in the description box for you to check out. These are the documentaries that I've watched that kind of educated me on the whole veganism, plant-based scene. I am very grateful for you if you're still watching this video, and I would really appreciate it if you could like it and comment and subscribe and tell your friends. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. See you next week.